key priorities that are going to enable us to win a decisive victory, which is inevitable, which is coming, whether they like it or not. That victory of the ANC is coming. Whether they form moonshines or moonshots or whatever they do, that victory is coming. It's on a litreniela and a binwa kebra humour abina ka shosholoza emotileng yetla. As they say in the classics, united we stand, divided we fall. And now as we are going to the elections, I am hoping that here in Johannesburg we will be cohesive, we will hold each other's hands, and we will make sure that we remain united and focus on the one task at hand, which is winning the elections. We must stop the public spats amongst us. Those must stop. We must stop demonstrating that we are a divided house, where we attack each other, where when we stand on a public platform, somebody attacks this one and that one. That has to come to an end. Even if you don't agree with Comrade Panyaza, you must never stand on a public platform and attack Comrade Panyaza, because if you do so, you are weakening the African National Congress. We must demonstrate unity, because when people look at us, Harinteri Comrade Panyaza, and so on and so on, they say, but these people are still divided. They are fighting amongst themselves. And we must stop the fights amongst ourselves, and that is the process of renewal. The second task we were given, the key priority, was to fix load shedding and resolve the electricity crisis, which is undermining social and economic progress made since the dawn of democracy. We have, comrades, been dealing with the question of load shedding, and we know that our people are upset, they are angry, and they have become disillusioned because of the load shedding that has been happening. Now, when I appointed Comrade Sputler to be the Minister of Electricity, people kept saying, you didn't consult us. How? Kanti. Akerele president had decisive. Have a decisive. La musa have. Kare ke alebon sabiano. Ke mo appointile. And bakolosa. Baya kwale kwa. Kare I have appointed him. And he is going to do the work that he's doing now. And since we appointed a Minister of Electricity, the focus on electricity and the communication from electricity on the issue of load shedding has actually given our people a better understanding of this problem and what we are doing to address it. And he has gone to every power station in the country. He knows every power station like the back and the front of his hand. He has gone to every unit. Every power station has a number of units. He will tell you how kamotsosa ka 3. Ka 3 ya go seng motsa ka unity ya ko Matimba, kapo ka unity ya ko Kusile. He will be able to tell you how that unit is performing. Comrade Pravin Gordon is in charge of the governance issues. Comrade Mantashe is in charge of the regulatory issues that have to do with electricity. Comrade Sputler is in charge of making sure that we get rid of load shedding, and also will be looking at the generation process. Now, for quite a while we've been saying, this entity of ours, Eskom, has to be restructured. Now, a number of people misunderstand what we are seeking to do. They think that we are privatizing Eskom. We are not privatizing Eskom. We are restructuring it so that it is best able to perform the mandate that it has. Eskom is a state-owned enterprise. And what we are seeking to do is to say there must be transmission. There must be a section of Eskom and a company that deals with transmission only. Through that, we will be able to attract investments for transmission purposes. It's 100% owned by the government. And those who will be able to put in money are not going to be buying that Eskom. It's just to make sure that we have money. As it is now, Eskom owes 480 billion rand. And it is money that was spent building up a number of our power stations and with cost overruns. Whereas one power station should have cost us 50 billion, it ended up costing us 100 to 180 billion. Now, that money was done in generation. And at the same time, transmission needs 150 billion itself. Now we're going to create instruments that are going to enable us to raise money, to be able to have money to ensure that we build transmission lines, we revamp those transmission lines. On generation, Eskom itself will continue being an electricity generating company. What we have now done is to allow others to come and generate as well, because the money that would have been required to add more megawatts would have been so big with the debt that we have. Now it was best to say, let us have independent generators who will come with renewable energy using the sun, the wind, and many others. And Eskom itself will continue being the generator, and Eskom is now also moving into renewables. Still keeping, comrades, the coal-fired power stations that we have. Coal-fired power stations are like your car. Your car operates well right at the beginning. If you maintain it well, it will serve you for many years. For quite a long time, we did not service and maintain our power stations as we should have. A number of them have kept breaking down. A number of them are old. And they therefore, like any car, does get retired. If you go back home and you check the cars that either your parents, your grandparents have, they've all been retired. We now have new cars. And the same thing happens with our coal-fired power stations. Kusile and the others, Medupi, are still new. They will continue operating for a good 25 or 30 years to come. Some of our power stations have gone up to 50 years. So they are tired. They cost us more money. And so therefore they will be retired as new generation comes in, and that generation will also come in from independent power producers. So Eskom on its own will continue to generate power, and we own 100% of that. The other one that you complained about is the smart city. You need to sit down with Comrade Panyaza, because having said that we should have a smart city in one of the saunas, and people said, oh, he's a dreamer and a dreamer. Smart cities are rising. In Gauteng, we are going to be having a smart city in a few years. It's already planned. It's already going to rise. We are going to have smart cities in KZN and in the Eastern Cape. the notion and the idea of smart cities is spreading throughout the country out of the concept that I flighted. So yes, we are going to have smart cities, and we are going to also have the issue of housing being delivered in a much better way than we have.